Hi, Spirit Team. Welcome to my channel. Let's get swimming. I am your master cosmologist and the head cheerleader to the stars with an energy message for you today. And it's a big one. It's very juicy. It's really good, but it's also tough. I woke up this morning hearing chariots of fire. So that's just the setup for this big message that's coming through. And I have a visitor. You can't see him really good, but he hardly ever comes and sits by me like this. That's Puppy Cat. I usually have Little Bug making her magical appearance for us, but we'll see if she'll come visit. Let's see, where do we want to start? Yeah, I feel like just the cat pushing me off this bench, he's creeping up in my space and pushing me is a message in and of itself. It just feels very pushy. It feels like the universe is pushing you off a high dive board. Like, now perform. Go do that amazing triple backflip, floopity floop, perfect sploosh dive into the deep end. You can do it, little buddy. You've trained for this for lifetimes. Yeah, it's a tough one. I also was channeling a couple other songs that might be relevant for you today. The first is Paradigm by Ani DiFranco, which is a democracy brewing kind of behind the scenes, making posters and flyers and gathering type of vibe. The other one is Daylight by Alison Krauss and Union Station, which talks about fear of the daylight. I feel like we've been lurking in shadowy territory for a long time, and we're just starting to come out of our little hidey holes in the spring and really face the brightness of solar power. I'll get into that a little deeper momentarily, but I will be pulling from 3 decks today: the Rosebud Tarot, the Vessel Oracle, and Love Your True Colors Oracle cards. Let's see. I think I'm going to pull an oracle card first before I even go into some of the channeling that's been coming through. It's pretty. Oh, these are huge. Okay. This card has made itself known thrice now, and I didn't want to pull it because the message is kind of counterintuitive to all of the topics that are coming through today, but I'm going to take this and I'll work it into the message. I understand why it's here, but let's get to the meat and potatoes of what's happening today. Um, let's see. We've got an Olympian energy today, and it's actually not accidental that I said high dive and do your perfect dive that you've been training for lifetimes. It really is. It's this kind of gold medal, go for the gold, be a champion, attain the highest heights kind of push energy. I have a deck. It's the Rebel. What is it called? Rebel. It's a unicorn deck, and it's got snarky unicorns in it with snooty, funny sayings that are kind of, yeah, it's like an Aries unicorn poking you in the ass to get going kind of deck, which is totally the energy today. And I've been pulling these for probably 2 years in a row now and just leaving them out where I can see them as this kind of chunk of time, overarching message, a theme that I'm personally working through. And I finally switched cards yesterday and pulled a new one today. And it really just sets us up for what's going on for the rest of Aries season, probably. And that card is Make Better Fucking Choices. And on the the ground just shook. I live by an actual dump, and there's methane and gases under the ground, and it actually explodes. And it felt like a bomb going off, which feels preparatory and forewarning of other things that have been coming down the pipes today. Anyway, it shakes the whole house. It's not good. The back says, if you are pissed at where you are, then stop taking yourself there. Ouch. If you are pissed off at where you are, then stop taking yourself there. This is stop, look around, assess. Is this where you want to be in life? It's a big ouchy moment, right? And it's not that things are necessarily all that bad, but is it actually what you intended? Is this the life that you want for yourself? Are you surrounded by the people, the places, the things, etc.? Well, if not, make better fucking choices. And why that's so relevant today is because the sun is at the mastery degree of Aries, 18 degrees. 1 plus 8 equals 9. 9 is the number of Aries. And the reason that this means the same thing as the card is because 1 is love. It's your soul, it's your heart, it's Leo energy. And 8 is decisions, which is Capricorn energy. Capricorn is generational. It is elder energy. It is wise beyond compare. It's been there, done that. It's made the mistakes, and it doesn't really feel like going back downhill and repeating them. So when you add the love with that ability to make the best decisions for you because you've thought it really far out in advance, you can't go wrong, and it informs the proper actions. The total opposite of that would take you downhill into calamity, into self-destruction, into places and spaces you don't want to be, with results that you don't want to have. There's an interesting little nugget happening today with an asteroid called Coronis. It's at 29 degrees of Pisces, and Coronis rules destiny and fate. The way it's coming through is word, W-Y-R-D, word, or weird, the opposite of word. Word, your destiny, is this beautiful pattern, this beautiful, intricate, woven tapestry for your life. And when we are not following our heart, our intuition, our inner guidance, when we are avoiding doing the things we know we should, and also when we are not paying attention to red flags and warnings, then shit gets weird. Then shift happens, and we end up in the opposite of word, W-Y-R-D, weird. Weird has the same root meaning. This little asteroid feels like it's pushing the pedal to the metal to dive headfirst into Aries and meet up with Neptune. It's a date with destiny, and essentially it is protecting who you're destined to be. When the asteroid hits, well, I shouldn't say hit, when the asteroid comes into alignment with Neptune, it really is. It's like protecting who you are destined to be by not making your life weird. And by weird, things get weird when we allow other people to have too much influence on our own destiny, and when other people tamper and interfere and speak over us and tell us how to be, who to become, how to behave, what to believe, that's when shit gets weird. Yeah, it's a really interesting little point today. There is, like I said, an Olympian level boss up going on. The only word I can get, ooh, ding, ding, 444, confirmation. Yeah, I was saying Olympian, Olympus type energy, where there's this really strong push, an Astro booty kicking drill sergeant boot camp kind of energy to get on top of your bullshit, work it out, fuss it out, cry, throw the last little fits and tantrums that you have within you, but you are being asked to level up big time. I did a video a couple days ago, and one of the themes was mantrams. And I wasn't talking just about men having mantrams. I was talking about the masculine energy, the masculine principle within all of us having a mantram. Because in order to accomplish really big things, the inner king has to be held to a high standard and has to be held accountable and has to be that protective, safeguarding, watcher, safekeeper of your life type of custodian of all your dreams, all your wishes, all your best interests. And when we allow our inner masculine to get away with shenanigans and tantrums and being kind of a little whiny boy, then we start to have things get out of control. We tend to lose sight of things. We don't hold ourselves accountable. Things just spiral downhill rather quickly. The inner feminine has been raised and her expectations have gone up, and she wants bigger, better things for the two of them. And it's a very 𝗵𝗂𝗀𝗃𝗃 energy that I'm seeing too. You know, there's just this kind of inciting dance of the feminine to turn her masculine on and get him to raise into this Olympian king god form instead of backing down and being cowardly. The moon's in Leo right now, so there's this royal, regal, fierce fight for your dreams kind of energy that we are really being pushed through too. The old paradigm is the foundation for the new to build back better. It's not worth complaining about either. You know, everything that's wrong with the world, it's a mess so that you have a bunch of material, like the raw material to work with. It's all there to play with. It's all there for design, for experimentation, for fun. And there's this need to kind of drop any complaint energy about what that world's doing or what the old world's doing and just get on with making things and creating things and coming up with solutions. It's kind of essentially the same as saying it's better to light a candle than to curse the dark. And also the concept that I talk about a lot is if you don't like someone else's sandcastle, you don't just go kick theirs over. You go build your own. You go make your beautiful castle over there. And others will probably find that attractive and want to come to your castle instead of go to what was and what's in shambles and looks like a shanty and is falling and crumbling in the sands of time, being returned back to the ocean. So there's this big push, right? But there's also a need to not go too fast and to slow down and to be very calculated. This energy is calculation. It's formulation. It's proper planning. It's weighing. It's checking and balancing. It's doing a very, very deep analysis without rushing headfirst and making a lot of mistakes that are costly or get you in a bumble, get you in a kerfuffle. I'll give you a really perfect example, and it's just a little tiny thing. This morning I was washing dishes and I stacked my dishes up and I grabbed one dish that I shouldn't have grabbed before another dish. It was just, they were both leaning on each other and visually they looked about the same weightiness or at the same level, but they technically weren't. One was leaning on the other just a teeny bit. And by me not slowing down, I was rushing. I was very, very feeling this warrior, pushy Aries energy. And just one little better thought, one little more careful move would have prevented the glass from careening over the edge and shattering on the ground had I just went into a better analysis and slowed down just a teeny little bit. It's that kind of energy. It's not stall out, it's not go super slow, but it's not rushing. And it's taking your time and giving it the proper time. That's kind of more the energy here is give it the proper time. Give it the proper analysis. Make sure that you've done your forecasting. You've given it a lot of forethought. And if everything adds up and all the numbers kind of work out and it does look like it's going to be a smart, intentional move, then go for it. Aries can headbutt into a wall, run headfirst into a wall because it's just so impatient and it's so pushy and wants to get on with it already. That's not the energy that we want to fall into the trap of. And what's interesting too with things breaking is I've had two things break today. One was that accident, and then another was just getting snagged on something. Actually, it was this bracelet. It had one of the little faux beads flick right off of it. But I do notice that when there's huge changes in our personal lives, things start to break. And those are representative of an old paradigm crumbling or a new life kind of shifting, new things coming in, needing to relieve yourself of certain things because they are beyond their time. It's a very interesting little visual simultaneous thing that happens that I've really been aware of over the past couple of years. Some words that are coming up today are criteria, criterion, the gold standard, having new norms, having metrics, having a barometer, being at your zenith or ascending to the zenith, nailing the mark, hitting the mark, nothing less will do, and having high expectations, having higher expectations of yourself, not being hard on yourself, not being hypercritical, not being unrealistic. This is something that you know needs to change about yourself, or several things that you know need to change about yourself, and being like, okay, I have held on to this bad habit, these things, these activities, or bad habits that are essentially holding me back. And it's a self-awareness. Like, you know this. You know this thing. You know these things need to change. And the push is here. It's kind of a now or never. It's kind of a do or die. If you change it, you're going to find massive success. If you choose to keep doing the same thing, then expect the same non-results kind of energy. I feel like the universe is saying, here are your criteria plus your expected duties and functions. Now, please step up to your role. It's kind of bossy. It's kind of pushing you like, okay, you've sidelined this. You've sidetracked yourself. You've avoided, you've procrastinated, you've excused yourself out of it year after year, time after time. No, 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 no more. Here are the criteria. Here's what's expected. Here are your duties. Here are the functions that you perform. Now sit in your seat and fill your spot. Assume the position, basically. It's a very, very demanding sky. We have Uranus at 25 degrees Taurus today, making us get our holy shift together. And by holy shift, I mean getting your shit together so that you can do a holy shift. Once we get our shit together and we quit doing the bullshit, it's going to create a holy shift into high gear. And you will really launch into next level success. It's that Olympian push. It's so interesting today, guys. We've got Uranus at 25, Mars at 25, Minerva at 25, Union, Venus, Saturn. Who else is at 25 today? There's a slew. There's a slew at 25, and 25 is holy, holy, holy. It is divine, divine, divine. There is just this push. I can't understate it. I can't underemphasize it, to step into your God, goddess nature. There's just no pussyfooting around it. It's step up into the type of agency where you have total accountability and control over your life. Because otherwise, you're being maneuvered, puppeted, and steered by everything and everyone else. And you don't want that for yourself anymore. And with Uranus at 25 Taurus, it really is a cut the crap and clean it up energy, because nobody wants to hit 𝗪𝗀, which is 26 Taurus, holding on to bad addictions, poor habits, icky, gross, lower, inferior energy. This is a house cleaning. Anything that's around in your environment that's inferior or bringing you down, get rid of it. Anything that you're watching, anything that you are interacting with that's inferior, get rid of it. Any habits, any addictions, go cold turkey. I know it's hard, but it's saying go cold turkey. Let's see. I'm going to check and see how long Uranus is at 25. This cold turkey is not like overnight necessarily, but I'll give you a deadline. April 25th. April 25th is your deadline to get rid of those things and heal them and deal with them forever. Because if you got to Uranus at 𝗪𝗀, 26 Taurus, on April 25th without doing that, these very necessary, crucial things, it would be extremely severe. It would be very punitive. It's going to harsh your flow, not just a wee bit either. It's going to severely. It's a devil energy. It's like the devil. It's like a demon. And it will haunt you and taunt you, and it will come at you like a raging bull. It would be a very rude, angry, charging bull that you have to meet head on, and it won't be pretty. You've been warned, my friends. Union is an asteroid. It's at 25 degrees Libra right now, retrograde, which is yoking God to goddess. It's the internal union of the 𝗺ros within. And then with relationships and twin flames, it's yoking God to goddess, and it's fucking uncomfortable. It's not sexy, it's not sweet, it's not romantic, it's not lovey-dovey. It's essentially like yoking a devil to an angel, and these two horses of the Chariot card are not happy about it. They are not happy about being hitched and having to go the same way. But here's the deal, is those two horses in the old era were hitched and going in a direction together. That was a dissension timeline of corruption. Well, they had to do a 180 and be like, I don't want to get along. I don't want to have to do that thing again. Like, just fighting, bickering, infighting. And it's like, no, now we're facing this way. And it's got all of the same issues and the same problems and all the same kind of, what am I trying to say? Things that come between couples, regardless. It's just a 180. It's a polarity flip. Like, you guys did this, and now you're doing this. Okay, go. It's not fun. It's really like the unsexiest coupling energy ever, and it just feels like, no, I don't want to be that close to you, or I don't want to be having to change, or I don't want to make those uncomfortable shifts. It's pretty hard. Venus crossed Saturn retrograde this morning. Venus is retrograde. She's about to station, which is going to be quite lovely. I'm ready for Venus's can-can dance going forward through Venus, or not through Venus, through Pisces. And her crossing Saturn was giving her the inner authority to tell the masculine what she needs and be very direct. Saturn is that wisdom, generational elder energy that I described earlier, and she's picking that up. She's saying, no, I am a wise woman. I am a wise elder, and I know what I need. I know what me and my inner king need. I know what my inner child needs. I know what my household needs. I know what my community needs. I know what generation after generation and after generation needs as well. She was really picking up this crone kind of energy, not in like a crusty old type of way, just a very wizened elder with great, great wisdom and experience energy. So she's going to be guiding the ship and coaching her masculine to show up differently, much more maturely. And it's not to say that you haven't had any successes in life. By all means, not at all what I'm talking about. There's just a new Olympian stratosphere that we are being launched into. Mercury went direct, and I can't talk any clearer. I still feel like Mercury's in the microwave, but that's going to be a little tough as Mercury goes through the rest of Pisces. One of the things I noticed with Mercury retrograde is that it was clearing old thought forms, but not old thought forms of this life. It was really past life influenced, really cursed, very much stuck in spells and black magic, and really, really ancient, really detrimental, really old thought forms. And all of those have been popped and cleared. And you'll probably still have some little residual boop, 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 little bursts of it as Mercury heads back to Aries. But what I'm hearing is that as Mercury goes direct through the rest of Pisces, it's actually going to start remembering and recalling good ancestral memories and good past life wisdom. So that'll actually be really cool. I did say that the moon is in Leo. It passed through the Lion's Gate this morning, which was a shedding. Every time the moon or a body, astrological body, passes through the Lion's Gate at 16 degrees of Leo, it does a shedding. It shaves something off. You are made to put something down that you're not to carry forward any longer because it's not really useful, beneficial, or serving you any longer. And we are doing this big exfoliation of dross. You might feel very, very tired. You might be very low energy. You might feel like there's no hiccup, no giddy up. No giddy up. I keep putting hiccup and giddy up together, but I keep mushing that together wrong. There's no gasoline. There's a lot of push. There's a lot of ambition. There's a lot of good ideas and internal combustion happening, but the gas isn't really getting to the vehicle. The car's not really going. And I think that's having to do with this. Some of this is just forced slowdown because it's so different and so new that if we were to rush into it too quick, we would probably lay the foundation down too quick and too shoddy. So it's getting us to, yes, get excited, but also go into it carefully, with consideration, with great awareness. Yeah, there's a lot of energy today about drop it. And this drop it energy it's too heavy, it's cumbersome, it's extraneous, it's a distraction, it's not beneficial, It's not serving you. So why are you engaging with it? Why are you carrying it? Why are you continuing on with these behaviors or these thoughts? One of the biggest messages today with the delegate it is Earth's at 18 Libra, deciding, is this worth my energy? Do I love doing this? Does this truly benefit me most if I'm the one that does it? Do I need to delegate it? It's freeing ourselves from doing that which is not ours to do, which is hard sometimes because usually there's costs involved and sometimes asking hard questions. But what it's saying is that if it isn't your soul role, it has to be reassigned. It has to be entrusted to someone else. It has to be given over, passed on, turned over, bypassed, transferred, deferred, whatever, but it's not yours and you know it. One of the things I need to do eventually is hire a housekeeper. Can I clean my own house? Yes, I absolutely can. Has cleaning my house become one of my biggest excuses and procrastination tactics? Yes. But it's also saying it's not the best usage of my time. I can generate a lot more income. I can do a lot better for myself if I were to entrust someone else to do that. And I'm emphasizing the word entrust because I think there's a really hard thing sometimes to get over is, well, no one can do it as better. I can't talk. No one can do it as well as I can, right? Especially for women in our households, that's a tough one. We do not want to give up that false idea that we can do everything, that we can run a business, that we can run a household, that we can raise our kids, that we can do 20 different things in one day. This is not to crush your ego or to make you feel bad in any way. It's just a really strong ability to acknowledge that this is not the best usage of my time and it's got to be let go of. It's got to be given over to someone. And what that does actually is put the right people in the right roles. And pretty soon, everybody is a lot more efficient because they're actually doing what they're better at and what they're intended to do. Everything has a design, and when you go against it, you hit a lot of resistance. Neptune is still at 0 degrees Aries, and that's a very streamlined energy. It's an energy of relieving yourself of the not self. So if it's disingenuous, if it's not authentic, if it feels bad when you do it, if it feels like a waste of time, if it frustrates you to no end, then you have to figure out a way to pay someone else or make it happen some other way. The energy is also reigning over your domain. Being like the emperor energy over your entire life, your own household, your affairs. It's an energy of assessing where you don't need to be wasting time, where you shouldn't be wasting your energy, what you shouldn't be giving your money to, throwing your resources elsewhere that they shouldn't. A really good example is financially, have you been putting your money into someone or something or businesses that don't really actually deserve your money or your attention? Could that be going to someone who deserves it more? Are you shortchanging good people, deserving people, those you love, because you're putting all of that time, energy, and focus into shit that doesn't deserve it, that's inferior? It's a hard truth. And then unfollowing those things and deleting them and letting them go, just like realizing you don't need them. And there's better things out there, and you will recover so much time, so much energy, so much motivation when you call back all that energy back to you. What once couldn't get right or you couldn't get a handle on will suddenly get in gear. If there's something in your life that you've dreamed of doing, that you've wanted for yourself for a very long time, but you just couldn't get to it, or it just wasn't the right time, or things just never seem to click or happen for whatever reason, it's suddenly going to get in gear. But that's only due to loving, dedicated votes put on the side of that thing. It's really an emphasis of where you put your energetic tokens and your coins. If you want a degree in, if you want to be a doctor, you have to throw all your, maybe not all your time, energy, focus, but you get my point. You really have to weight it appropriately. Put more into that than everything else. That's where we're at with the Earth and Libra. It's heft energy. Put heft behind the direction that you actually want to go, and stop putting any momentum, energy, drive into a direction you don't want to go. It's a lot about awareness and intentionality. We are being asked to make loving choices for ourselves that serve union and interdependence. Aries is solo. It's on your own. Libra is relationships. It's union. It's having an other at your side. These choices that we're being asked to make are taking other people into consideration. So putting yourself first, but also considering the other people that you do want in your story and that you care about, and how those choices affect them. And also really moving from codependence to interdependence. Each half has to have a whole life to complement one another. Nobody can lead half a life. Nobody can be half a person. Nobody can lean too heavily on the other person for too long. For short periods of time, that can be a thing, but essentially, it's like the Chariot card. It's two horses in their own lanes, leading their own lives, but going on a journey together. Two really good questions for this week. What do I need to achieve this? What do I need to achieve this? And then the better question, what do I not need to be doing in order to achieve this? So, sorry, I should have said, what do I need to be doing to achieve this? Well, what do you need and what do you need to be doing? Two things, two aspects. Assessing what do I need to be doing in order to achieve this, and what do I not need to be doing in order to achieve this, where there's a winnowing and a getting rid of a lot of things that are getting in the way. It's dialing in. You can't do everything. You can't do everything at once. So if there's something that you really want to push towards and accomplish, then you have to put that momentum behind it by getting rid of excess weight and getting rid of excess weight. I feel like this card here is also cautionary. Don't wait too long. Don't put it off forever. Don't get into this over-calculating energy where you are just running numbers and thinking and stewing and never ever getting down to doing. Because this type of, it's very much like mind clutter, and too much chatter is going to slow your roll down forever and make it so that you never accomplish it in the real world. This would be like a quieting kind of card. Get rid of useless busy work and life-sucking distractions. A good word for today is patterns. Having repeatable automatic decisions where you don't have to constantly make choices, and also putting it down on a plan so that you don't have to think. You don't want to be calculating constantly and slowing yourself down. Put it on paper. Set it in stone. Change it as you go if you need to, but plan it out. Make it automatic. Make it repeatable. And then have agility so that you're not overly rigid with the plan and you're not stubborn. Plan to change along the way. Plan it and then plan that the plan is going to change at some point. It's strategy plus intimate. I cannot talk. I'm gonna like scream. Strategy plus implement. Strategy plus implement. I feel like my words are doing that. I need to slow down. There's not a need to rush. I feel like I feel an energy of impatience in me. I got to get it out fast. I got to get it out fast. I want the message to be short and sweet. Well, that's great sometimes, but sometimes things need to be explained out. And today is one of those. The last points I'll make here before I pull some more cards is that Mars is at 25 degrees of Cancer with Minerva. Minerva is essentially Athena, the goddess of war, the goddess of art, and the goddess of craft. There's a switcheroo happening with this energy. Minerva is an asteroid and it's kind of minor compared to the energy of Mars, but Athena's got a sort of truth and she's forcing the old warrior aspect of Mars to convert over. And the conversion is from the art of war to the war of art. Not fighting fire with fire, not fighting for what's new with the old tactics. The weapons are our tools, the implements to create art and to create community and to create change and to create solutions. So yes, from the art of war to the war of art. Peaceful takeover. And then lastly, there's a copycat warning. The moon is in Leo, and what I think you might notice is kind of like a copyright infringement where you will begin to see your idea out in the world, not done the way you want it done, not done with the right criteria, not done according to the way of the divine design blueprint that you might be holding. And what that is an inferior replica energy trying to get it into the system. So what I'm actually saying here is that do it, use the idea or lose the idea, basically. Do it or someone else who isn't actually meant to do it and doesn't have the ability to do it as great as you will step in because nature abhors a vacuum. And nature and the world need these new things. It's pushing for these things to be brought into reality. And if you don't pick it up and run with it, somebody else will. And you're going to be really upset and you're going to be really ticked off when someone steals your idea. It's not really stealing, it's just that you didn't act. You didn't make it yours. Own it, claim it, do it. Make it, build it. Oh, that sounded like Daft Punk. What's the do it better, faster, strong, faster, stronger. Can't even get the song. This is funny. I pulled a tarot card and I got the curiosity of water. What an interesting image. I feel like this is saying to get out of your head. Just rinse your head. Don't do this. This guy was full of that. And Mercury going direct through the end of Pisces, it's going to purify and cleanse it, I think. I think it's going to delete a lot of the chatter that scared us off. I mean, I can't not notice that he's been beheaded, where this feels very persecuty. And you might not have a very direct connection to the energy of persecution, but I guarantee your soul remembers something where you got bullied, persecuted, or stopped and prevented from doing your big goals and your big dreams. And your inner child is scared shitless. But I feel like Mars, not Mars, Mercury going through the end of Pisces is just going to rinse that clean. Like it doesn't even exist anymore. It's a non-point. It's moot. It's over and done with. Like risk, take a risk. Go out there and do it, little buddy. Let's get another card. Oh, that's a funny image. That is the Page of Cups in this deck. Oh, you know what I just noticed? The sandcastle. I didn't even notice the sandcastle. I said, if you don't like someone else's sandcastle, go build your own, right? This guy was talking shit about someone else's sandcastle instead of just building his own. That's pretty profound. I feel like if you stay out of the energy of gossip and mean talking, you actually stay out of trouble and you don't give anyone any cause to come bully you or harass you or try to stop you. If you're just swell and nice and congenial instead of shit talking and trying to kick someone else's sandcastle down. Big maturity. That's Mars at 25 degrees Cancer with Minerva. Wow, that's cool. Oh, look, we've got the Fool, the youth. She's got a little puppy cat. He's still sitting here. The cat looks like a dog. The dog looks like a cat, which this guy does. I want to get a little bit more information on the Fool here. Oh, it's got to come out of here. Why is the Fool here? That is fire. What I'm getting here is the energy of inexperience. And I feel this is a very hesitant Fool. This Fool image doesn't look like it's going anywhere anytime soon, and it doesn't feel like it has a lot of confidence to step into new territory and try new things. With the Fire card, it reads like you're going to have to light a fire under your own ass. You're going to have to feed the fire. You're going to have to keep putting fuel in. You're going to have to keep the spark alive because the lack of confidence and the lack of feeling up to the task, like you feel inexperienced and who am I to do this big thing, is enough to crush your little spirit. Especially if we get into our head and start scaring ourselves. So the message is to keep the spark alive. Keep resparking yourself. Keep restarting when you feel like you're not getting anywhere, or if you feel stuck, or if you feel like you don't want to. It's an energy of parental coaching and encouragement from within. And I really think having a plan for yourself is going to give you more momentum and more drive than just leaving it to chance. I would say that this energy is like, I have no plan. I have no clue. I have no direction. I'm just stepping out here like a fool. Haven't thought it through. I didn't use my head. I didn't sit down and calculate where I'd like to. It's very mathematical, like computation. Where do I want to end up? What do I want to achieve? What results do I actually want to have and get in my life? All right. Do we want any other cards here? Yes. I'm going to go with one more big oracle card, and we will call this very, very big message a done deal. Forgiveness. Okay. What I'm getting here is the final push of Mercury through Pisces, and then also when Venus goes direct and has to push through Pisces as well, there's going to be a couple weeks of going through a forgiveness process. People who have burned you, who've done you dirty, who've talked smack about you, slow down, slow your roll, shush, quiet your mouth. It's difficult. We play these roles on two sides of the fence. We play certain characters in a dissension timeline, and then we play the polar opposite on the ascension side, on the dark side, on the light side. Who we had to be in order to get where we are and where we're going is not who we will always be, and neither will anyone else. The dirty, low down, rotten things that they did are the foundation, were the impetus for who you are now to build and become. So forgive, never forget, but forgive, make amends with those that are worth making amends with and repairing relationships with and moving forward with, and those that there's no future with, bless them, wish them the best, go in a different direction, but definitely need to forgive. There's zero ability to start fresh if there's not forgiveness beforehand. I think that's all I have for you guys. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you on my weekly forecast. Bye.